welcome back. My name is Alex and this is Budget Me Alex. I am a 29-year-old all-cash budgeter. I am on a journey to be completely debt-free, as well as I do have some pretty big savings goals. So if you are interested in this kind of content, just go ahead and continue watching. So this is obviously a different type of video. Normally on Wednesdays, I'll post like a budget with me, a paycheck breakdown, condensed, anything like that. But I did want to do something different just because we're literally one day away from December and we all know that month just flies. So since we are so close to going into the new year, I did mention as soon as the new year starts and I don't have to worry about all these Christmas gifts and lists and things like that and all these outings, that I do want to put my focus all towards my debt. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you the plan as far as how I'm going to execute that. Now, disclaimer, I never want to be rude to anyone in the comments or anything like that. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I totally understand that. But I will let you guys know that I will not go into detail as far as why I'm in credit card debt, the reason behind my spending. I will not try to justify any of that. These are basically just the numbers, okay? So these are the numbers that I've racked up throughout some time. And this is the plan on how I'm going to clear all of that. This does not include my car loan. It doesn't include my phone, my Apple Watch, nothing like that. This is strictly credit cards, because this is honestly the biggest thing that's just like hovering over me, and I'm just over it. Now, I will say I did completely clear all of this debt, and then somehow it just like skyrocketed. So I need to get back on track with this, and I'm just going to list out everything that I have, and then, so this is the way that I do it specifically. Now, I don't focus on interest. I do it a little bit differently, and this is what I did last time as well. So my first goal is I list out the creditors, so whatever company I have my credit card with, I put my credit limit, my balance, 30% of that limit. So my goal is to get these cards down to 30% first. What total I need to pay to get to 30%, the minimum payment, and whatever extra payment I'm going to make. So that's my focus, and honestly the reason why my goal is to first get it to 30% is because that does make my utilization rate, that's what I'm trying to get down. And so since that is the most important factor for my actual credit report, this is what I need to get down in order for my credit score to go up. So 30% is the goal, 30% is what we are first working on, and then we'll work on the rest, the remaining balances. So let me just get started. I'm gonna zoom you guys in just a little bit. Give me 1 second, and then we'll go ahead and break this all down. And I'm just gonna apologize in advance if there's some shadows or if the lighting kind of goes in and out. It's been a little bit gloomy here lately, so the lighting, it just comes and goes. So let me start. I have my cheat sheet over here. So I start off from smallest balance to highest balance. So my smallest one, which honestly is kind of at zero, so I don't even know if I want to put it, but I'm just gonna put it. Also, I have a lot of credit cards. Don't ask me why. I had this weird addiction to apply to anything and everything. Once my credit got better, I was just like, oh, I'll get approved. The sad part was I did get approved, and now I'm dealing with the aftermath. So now we're working to clear all of this out. So my smallest one, I honestly don't even know the name of it. I just know first something. My credit limit is $600. My balance is only $4.99. Also, sorry if this is moving a little bit. It's not as stable today. 30% of 600 would be 180. Now, I'm not really worried about this right now. I'm focusing on the minimum payment, which at this point is $4.99. So next is my Sam's card. I did get a Sam's Club credit card. I had my Costco membership, and I still do, because my entire family goes there and it's literally across the street from my house. But Sam's Club was running a promotion that it was $8 for the membership for the year, so I went with it. And of course I ended up getting a credit card. So this one, it's not so much my biggest priority just because it is kind of revolving. I will use this every so often, but I haven't used it lately. I haven't needed to, but I do need to stock up on toilet paper and stuff now that my sister and I will split, and I'll pay that off right away. But right now I do have a balance of $295.24. 30% of $1,500 is $450. So we're not really worried about getting it to 30%. It's already below that. So my minimum payment is $29, and any extra money I can put towards this, I will. But again, this isn't my biggest priority right now. I have bigger ones to worry about. So after Sam's Club, my next card is, I have 2 Credit One credit cards. Now I just differentiate them by the type of, so like one of them is a black card, so it just put credit B, and one of them has the American flag, so I just put credit A. Now my credit limit for the black card is $700. My balance on that is $536.86. You will see that all of these are dangerously close to hitting that total limit, so that's why I'm trying to get on these as soon as possible. Now 30% of the 700 is $210. What I need to pay to get to 30%, and this is also what makes it less overwhelming, because I could look at the total amount, and I did put it up here, $8,793.66 is my total credit card debt. But my goal is to get it to 30% first, and it makes it so much less overwhelming. It's less scary, honestly. So this is something that my mom has helped me do in the past, and I literally called her yesterday and I was like, dude, I'm sorry, because she always would yell at me like, don't get any card over 30%, no card, and I'm like, okay, I won't. And then sure enough, here I am for literally the entire world to see. Okay, so my balance is $536.86, so minus $210. I have to pay $326.86 to get to that. My minimum payment for this credit card is $30, and I will be putting extra money towards that, and you will see my plan for that later. My credit A, my limit is $950, and I don't even have high limits. This is the thing. Because when I started applying for these, my credit wasn't the best, so I didn't get the best limits on these, but I still somehow managed, max all these out. So my current balance for this one is $663.81. 30% of 950 is $285. In order to get to 30%, I need to pay $378.81. My minimum payment for this card is $35. Next is Discover. My limit is $1,000. My balance is $731.83. 30% is $300. Why do I keep doing that? 731.3 minus. So I need to pay $431.83. And my minimum for this one is $29. Next, I have my Merrick card. Limit is $850. Current balance is $793.83. 30% of that is $255. So I need to pay $538.83. And my minimum payment on this is $39. Next, I have two Capital One cards. My first one is Quicksilver. And my limit for this one is $1,000. Balance, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm shaking the camera a lot, so I'm really sorry about that. Balance is $943.96. $300 is 30%. So $643.96 is what I need to pay to get to that. And my minimum payment for this one is $30. Next, I have an Apple credit card. Limit is $1,500. Balance is $1,312.75. 30% of that is $450. So I owe $862.75 to get to that point. Minimum payment, I believe, is $40. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. And lastly, I have my Capital One card. My limit for this one, and this will be my biggest one. So my limit is $4,000. My balance is $3,510.39. 30% of that would be $1,200. And what I need to pay to get to $1,200 is $2,310.39. My minimum payment for this one is $85. Okay. So those are all the numbers. So yeah, as you can see, I am very close to my actual limits. So I really need to address these as soon as possible. Now, what I did in the past, which is what I'm going to do again, I had a binder specifically for my credit cards. So that's what I'm doing with this. I created like a little, I'm actually gonna do this like on the computer, but for now I just put this on an index card. I put my minimum payments, I put 30% of these, and I put what I need to pay to get to that. So basically all of this I put on a little index card. Now I am tracking every single week what I am putting towards this, and then any extra payments, things like that. So all of my cards, and then also I am working on that challenge for my 50 envelope challenge to put towards my debt. And then I did put all of my credit cards in the back. I have them in these little like pocket thingies. And just to make sure that I don't carry them around with me, I don't try to use them, I don't try to spend them. I literally cannot touch these. So recently I did close one of my accounts and I did pay off one card. So because of that, I don't even know why it affected so much. Also, one of my cards, my credit limit went up significantly, like $2,000. It was my Capital One card. They increased my limit. And so with the increase, with paying off one card, with closing one card, and then lowering my balance on another, my credit score literally in the last month went up 23 points. That's honestly insane to me. I'm here for it. So now my goal is to get through each of these one by one. So what I did is I set up a plan, and what I'm going to do, because you look at the 8,000 and yeah, it seems like a lot, but then you look at, like, let's say I were to get each one of these to 30%. Let me do the math for that. That's 180 plus 450, 210, 285, that brings it down to $3,630. So this is a lot less overwhelming than this number right here. So I am trying so hard not to get overwhelmed by this, but honestly, so I'm just going to try to do what I can. Now, what I did was I set my budget weekly, and I did the lowest check that I do get paid, which is $9.05, because I do split my paychecks in half. So after my tithes have been paid, after like all of that, and what I have to budget for, I have $235 extra a month. Now, I do want to continue to put money into my sinking funds, but because debt is my main priority right now, I'm going to try to do the minimum payments, the minimum amounts for my sinking funds. That way they're still building a little bit slower, but they are still building. But after I did the minimum for my sinking funds, it was $235 minus, I kind of categorized them, 47 minus 41 minus 33. That leaves me with $114. So my minimum payment for all of these adds up to $322. So we'll do 322 divided by 4. That's basically $80 that I have to put a week towards debt. That's just for my minimum payments. So I'll subtract the 114 minus 80, and that gives me $35 extra. So a week, I will be putting $35 extra. So multiply that times 4. That's $140 plus the minimum payment, which we'll go to credit 1. The minimum payment is $30. So that leaves me at $170. Now, if I have to pay $326 to get to 210, so then 326 minus 170 equals $156, which means that this will be paid off in January. So, which means that I will get this card to 30% in January, because I have, that was what I was able to do as far as that extra money towards debt. And that doesn't include any other savings challenges that I'm doing, because the 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s, I am planning on putting part of that towards debt specifically, so that it doesn't feel like I'm putting an entire chunk of my paycheck towards debt. And it kind of it's like, well, any extra money, and my coins, I want to put that towards debt, things like that. So it feels a lot less overwhelming, and it kind of makes it a lot faster. So let's say I get this card to $210. And if this is confusing, I'm so sorry. Please feel free to comment any questions that you guys might have. But once I get this to $210, then my focus now is only minimums on this card, so that I can get this card to 30%. And then all my efforts will go towards this card, and everything else will get minimum payments. And then one by one, I'll get each one to 30. And then once I get them to 30% and I'm making the minimum payments, when this last card is at 30%, then my focus is to completely clear this one, if that makes sense. So I'm doing this in steps so that I don't feel like I'm completely drowning in these numbers. It honestly, last time I did this, I paid it off so quickly. And I like the discipline towards this. And honestly, I don't need to continue shopping. My closet is so packed at this point. Like, I haven't gotten my nails done in a couple of months now, like 2 or 3 months now. I do my nails on my own. I have a million nail polishes. I haven't bought any more, but I have a million, and I'm determined to go through those. If I do decide to treat myself, I have my sinking funds for that, but I really, really want to control my spending, especially because now, there will be setbacks, don't get me wrong, just like anything, it's to be expected. So I'm not going to be discouraged if I'm like, shoot, well, I have to make this payment towards this, or well, I have this expense, or well, this trip came up, things like that. I'm not going to completely stop, living just because I do have this. I will address this. I am being responsible with how I'm addressing it. I have not touched a credit card in a while. And honestly, all of my Christmas shopping is completely done. I'm so proud of myself, and everything was done cash. because of my savings for my sinking funds and the challenges that I did to get there. So no Christmas present was put on a credit card. The only thing I did was anything that I bought on Amazon, I used my Discover card because this last quarter you get 5% back if you use your Discover card, but I had the cash to make the payment as soon as it was used. So literally everything was done cash, and I'm so proud of that. But as soon as the new year starts, I'm really controlling my spending because there's a lot that's going to be happening next year. So next year, I am the maid of honor for my friend's wedding. So I will be putting some money towards, like, the bridal shower, the bachelorette, anything like that. Also, my sister's baby is going to be born. So my niece, and she is also my goddaughter. So I will be putting, like, obviously I'm going to spend on her, and have a gift for her and everything like that. And then on top of that, I'm going to Hawaii for my 30th birthday. And I'm not going to go just because, I have this, because I am setting specific amounts to pay that, and then specific amounts to enjoy my life. So there's still going to be a lot going on next year. Hopefully, I mean, this year there was a lot of like traveling and events, and I really, really, really want to limit that next year because I want to get this under control and I want to get this cleared out. But I know that I could do it, especially with this plan that I made. Like I said, I've done it before. It really, really worked for me. And so I had to like totally make this sheet on my own. Like I customized this whole thing because everyone goes off like, interest and like smallest to lowest, whatever. This is exactly how I do it. So I customized it to what worked for me. And yeah, I also, for this, I'm adding a total side note. For this, since I did like basically what, this is going to be paid off in January because I did the minimum payment plus honestly the most that I was able to put towards an extra payment. But I didn't include any magic months. I didn't include any bonuses. I didn't include any YouTube paycheck. I didn't include any extra income like when I meal prep, when I sell things, anything like that. I didn't include any of that. So that's literally the minimum. So anytime I get a bonus paycheck of some sort or I get paid extra on a certain check, I always make sure to put money towards my debt. So yeah, for that reason, I guess I'm also way less worried because I know that I do have a lot of extra income. I don't just work my one job. I do my absolute best, and I've always been like this. It's my parents, my sisters, we've all been like this. Like, we try to honestly work wherever we can to make whatever extra money we can. Not so much because it's like money's everything, but my mom always says it's up there with air. You need it to survive. So I know that expenses are not going down. Inflation is ridiculous right now. Expenses are not going down. So I am demanding more of myself to make extra money to be able to get through those, waves of when things get a little bit tighter. So that doesn't include any extra income that I'm working on to make and think like money that is coming in. So with that being, the whole gist of it, I know that I will be putting a lot more towards this than I have planned because I've only based my plan on the minimum. That's if anything else falls apart, whatever, this is a minimum that I will be paying. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to respond to anyone. Again, everyone has their own amounts for their own reasons, whatever they decided to, to use their cards for, anything like that. I don't have any medical debts or anything like that. I don't have any student loans. The one that I had was like $1,000 and it was actually approved for like the student loan forgiveness. So I don't have that either. I literally, aside from this, it's just my car and, my phone, which has like $400 left on it. So I'm going to pay that off pretty soon. But other than that, this is my main debt. And yeah, a lot of people like to be really judgmental and a little bit harsh, but you know what? It is what it is. I've got thick skin. Whatever the reason was that I got into this was the reason, and now I'm just paying that back. But honestly, you guys have been super supportive and I really appreciate you guys for that. I don't think I've really gotten too many like harsh critics on here, so thank you for that. But again, any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to address them. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys all on Sunday. Bye.